now I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Raghu, who's the Interim Vice President for Office of Diversity and Inclusion at University of Oklahoma. Just a few words about her. She has 3 decades of experience in the field of education, organizational management, and intercultural relations. Prior to coming to OU, she was at the University of Oregon, where she served multiple roles, including the Assistant Vice President of Intercultural Initiatives in the Division of Student Life, the Director of Graduation and Post-Graduation Success, and Associate Director in the Office of Multicultural Academic Success. During her time at the University of Oregon, her portfolio included a lot of accomplishments and deliverables and doing great service work for the university, including oversight of programs for historically underserved, underrepresented, first-generation students, faculty and staff, resource groups, leadership development, social justice initiatives, just to name a few. Her bio is quite lengthy. It includes service at the University of Kansas, which is her alma mater, where she received her PhD and her master's degree. A native of Kenya, she speaks multiple languages and provides consultancy in curriculum design, translation, and interpretation in her 2 native languages. She works on diversity and inclusion initiatives, strategic planning, cross-cultural communication, program evaluation, student engagement, and success. As a first-generation college student herself, Dr. Raghu believes education must be a transformational tool, transforming and improving the quality of life for individuals and communities at large. So I can't think of a better person to introduce our prize winner this year than Dr. Raghu.
Good evening, everyone. From all the continents, welcome to the University of Oklahoma. I first want to acknowledge our guest, but also would like her team to stand, her sisters, all the folks who escorted her to the university. Would you stand, please, so that we recognize you? Thank you so much. I want to thank David, our provost, and everybody else who asked me to do this. I feel especially honored to be presenting this award today to a fellow East African woman. In Africa, particularly in Eastern Africa, women are the unsung heroes. We grow up carrying everyone's burdens, figuring out daily meals, and most importantly, figuring out where the daily ration for water will come from, how it is going to be distributed among the crops, the people, and the animals. Clean water is not always available, and so we have to figure out how to make it safe for consumption. I know that life. I have lived that life. Water, clean water for that matter, can be the difference between life and death in the village. This is why Mother Gebeyehu's commitment to making sure communities take care of their water, sanitation, and hygiene is not only significant, but it is transformative and life-saving. Mother is the coordinator of the Water Expertise and Training Heywet, what an acronym, Center, a program of the Ethiopian Kale Heywet Church Development Commission. Mother became interested in water sanitation and hygiene, acronym WASH, through an understanding of the technical aspects of water quality, and then developed the desire to share her knowledge with those in need. In 2012, Mother was the first trainer for the Water Expertise and Training, and in 2015, she became the coordinator, using research, teaching and training on how to enhance water quality. Mother and her team, and in collaboration with the Center for Affordable Water and Sanitation Technologies, she has trained over 1,000 people of all backgrounds, over 650 self-help groups, 240 health extension workers, and many organizations on how to take care of their water, sanitation, and hygiene. She has worked to find sustainable solutions for communities, has designed action research projects to bridge the gap between WASH policy and practice in Ethiopia. In 2016, she spearheaded field research to determine what would motivate communities to adopt household water treatment and safe storage technologies. This research is helping the government in improving WASH access in rural and remote parts of Ethiopia. Mother's contribution extends beyond the boundaries of her own programs in her country. Across 10 countries in Africa, Mother has played a key role in the formation and ongoing development of the Africa Biosand Filter Implementers Network. Her colleagues at ABINET have deep respect for her science, research, acumen, and relationship building. As a result of the Wet Center clients projects and trainings, almost 1 million people have been helped. Her knowledge, leadership, facilitation skills, and willingness to share her knowledge make her a natural teacher. She has an innate ability to adapt her teaching style for the learner and is responsive to evolving needs. Colleagues describe her as focused, compassionate leader, empowering, humble, and innovative. She has a deep commitment to serve, is driven to make a difference, and holds an unwavering conviction in people's ability to learn, to take care of their own water and sanitation needs. And in doing that, there is improvement in people's health, education, and livelihood. In her own words, Mother says, I had to fight against the perceptions of my peers, my professors, that as a woman, I was unlikely to graduate. Some women internalize those perceptions. But if you don't believe that you can do it, then maybe you won't. I want people to know that investing in us, in WASH education, is worth it. Saving just one child is worth it. It is worth it. If you come from the continent of Africa and really in the rural parts of Africa where some of us grew up, you know that water is life. Sometimes I tell my kids I don't really know how we survived using the same water holes with the cows. I never got sick. But I don't try it now, but water is life. Thank you, Mother, for everything you have done. Let us congratulate our award winner tonight.
So God has always been the one that enables me to progress and making my existence fruitful. Today I'm pleased, honored, and humbled to accept this award and to join the past recipients. So I'd like to take some moment today to specially thank Mrs. Shauna Kerry, the CEO of CAWAST, just for believing me and nominating me for this award. Thank you very much. And I'm so grateful for So in my special thanks go to for the Oklahoma University and the jury members for organizing this award and selecting me as a water winner for this year. So I'm grateful to everyone who has always been a part of my journey, from my family, my sisters, my brothers, and my husband, and also to friends, and from my boss to my team. Thank you all. I'm so grateful to have you all in my life. Thank you very much. So I proceed to my presentation. This is my country, Ethiopia. It is located in the Horn of Africa. It is a landlocked country split by the Great Rift Valley, with archaeological findings more than 3 million years. And it's also a place where ancient culture, among its important sites are Lalibela, which is a rock Christian church in the 12th, 13th centuries. And Ethiopia is also a home to one of the fastest growing economy on the continent. Addis Ababa is the booming metropolis of 3 million people and growing. This is where I grew up. This is my home. This is where I developed a love of science in high school and pursued applied chemistry at university, all before realizing the immense difficulties of my country's citizens were living with. So I joined Ethiopian Heywet Church as a water quality analyst in water sanitation department in 2010. One day, my work took me to a rural village to assess a project that had been running there. So that day, I saw with my own eyes people fetching water from a pond and using it for drinking water. I was shocked. I had never seen or heard of such a thing before that day. So as I settled down to gather a water sample from the new borehole that EKHC had dug, the community member gathered around me. As I pulled out the sample, the people around me began to clap and shout with happiness. And one old man sang out and said he had drunk river water in his whole life, and he was praising God that he was able to see clean water coming from the borehole in his community and in his lifetime. So before that day, I had never imagined that there were people who lived their whole life without safe water. It was a life-changing moment for me. Water and sanitation are basic needs, and it affects everything. Education, health, poverty, especially for women and children. So a child dies every 50 seconds because of lack of safe water and inadequate sanitation. And most women in sub-Saharan Africa, they spend more time collecting water than any activity during the day. So I would like to put into perspective for you. So Ethiopia has 1/3 of the population of the US in 1/10 of the landmass. So in Ethiopia, 59% of the population do not have basic drinking water, and 94% of the people do not treat their water, and 93% of the people do not have basic sanitation. So, and 92% do not have basic hand washing facilities, which is soap and water. So, once I learned more about water sanitation and hygiene, I came to understand that there are simple things that people can do at household level that can dramatically change their situation, their health, their ability to go to school, earn a living and living a long and successful life. So I have deep compassion for all people. Through this, I develop a passion to teach people about water, sanitation, and hygiene, to show them the ability they have to take meaningful action in their own lives. I feel so blessed that in my role as a Heywet Center coordinator, I get to do this every day. However, if you do the maths, when I mentioned those stats earlier, you'll have realized that almost 60 million people have accessed the basic water facilities. And we are only 4 people in my team. So how do we reach millions of people who live in remote areas of a mountain? Currently, and for a number of reasons, it's not possible for my government to reach every village with safe pipe water. But that does not mean there is no solution. In fact, there are many. There are both technical solutions that I will talk about later, and some system in place to use to disseminate information and training about the solutions. So at my organization, Ethiopian Heywet Church, we teach people how to get safe drinking water, sanitation, and hygiene in their home by using simple, affordable technologies. We have built people capacities through training and ongoing support, because we believe that people are the central part of any transformation. Without people, we can't transform communities. So we focus on human development. So human development is about the real freedom ordinary people have to decide who to be, what to do, and how to live. For people to make informed decisions, they need to have the right information and the right skill and knowledge. So we use 2 existing systems to ensure that everyone has the knowledge, the skills that need us to live healthy, successful lives. So the first system we are using is the government system, and the second is the informal system, which is the informal groups. So working with the government system, there are government employees called health extension workers. These health extension workers are paid government employees working at a community level or a Kabali level. So the health extension model was launched in 2003 under the principle that if the right health knowledge and skill are transferred, households can take responsibilities of producing and maintaining their own health. So more than 42,000 health extension workers are deployed in the country. And each Kabali has around 1,000 to 3,000 households. And each Kabali has 2 health extension workers assigned directly with working with household. So my team and I first implemented water sanitation and hygiene trainings at the health extension worker level. After we evaluated their progress, it was determined that although we were seeing transformation at the community level, the health extension workers were not able to have the reach that was needed, because each health extension worker was serving 1,000 to 3,000 households. They simply couldn't reach everyone. So now I would like to tell you about the second system, that is the informal group, the informal community group that we have experiencing a great success with, the self-help groups. Self-help groups are groups of people who self-organize to address individual and communal needs by using their own resources. They meet on a weekly basis. They were initially established as a small-scale saving and loan and financial literacy group. Self-help groups promote economic, social, political empowerment and have a focus on personal development, relationship building, collective problem solving, collective action, self-reliance, and self-learning. The self-help groups model is built on the belief that people living in poverty can be agents of change rather than merely recipients of aids. So group members encouraged to be drivers of change in their own life and in their communities. So each group has 50 to 20 members, and there are more than 20,000 self-help groups involving 1.8 million people throughout Ethiopia. So along with some guidance from CAWAST, my team and I adapt our educational material to suit the needs of these self-help groups. During their weekly meeting, SHGs conduct one wash lesson plan. And all SHG members are required to complete an action item each week. As a group, they held each other accountable for completing those actions each week. So, for example, if this week they learn about how to make a tippy tap, which is that hand washing device, so they are required to make a tippy tap, which is an affordable water hand wash device in their home, and put the device near to the latrine to practice hand washing after defecation. They also go out into their communities and encourage other households to improve their wash practices. This method has proven to be immensely effective. So, health extension workers and self-help groups are living in the community. They are part of the community. They act as a change agent in their community. Our team serves as a catalyst for change. We work beside with self-help groups and health extension workers by providing training and ongoing support that needed as the community adapts new technology and practices. Along the way, the confidence and capabilities of these women in this group increase. We are creating and supporting more change agents within the community every day. So, our plan moving forward is to empower self-help groups to make concrete biosandpaper, which is this one, and concrete latrine slab, and be sales agent of these two products. This initiative will make wash product accessible while also igniting the economy within their communities. In this way, they become change agents in their communities. Additionally, the program can be easily scaled up throughout the country, as there are 42,000 health extension workers and 20,000 self-help groups present across Ethiopia. Before I move to the next slide, I want to show you a video. So that shows you what changes really happen in the household. So this is the data I told you, that there are 42,000 health extension workers and 20,000 self-help groups involving 1.8 million members. So it's a huge potential.
ስሜ ያው ማራከዛ ይባላል። የባለቤቴ ስም ጌታል ትባላለች። ሶስት ወንድና ሶስት ልጆች አሉ። ስራዬ ደግሞ ቀን ስራ ተቀጣሪ ሲነጋ ጸልያ ስራ መስራት ምንድን ነው ማለት ነው የሚል ስሜት ውስጥ ላይ ያለብኝ ስራች ሰማስ እግዚአብሔር ለምንድን ነው ይሄ እንደዚህ ታደርገኝ ደግሞ የፈጠርከኝ የሚለው ጊዜ አለ።
Itti bulmaataan Afrikaatti yommuu supheedha bakka ayyaannu atis eegdee dalagan anis immoo doosaa ilaalaa Afrikaa kana dhaabee isaan bichaa bira taa'ee oonan taa'e maal ta'ee eegda walitti geessinu edda dhalli maal boona yookiin albali yookiin duuna ayyaan keenya kan jira. garteessisuu wal cabsuu garteessisuu maaliif faayidaan qabu. Ijoollee bara du'an sana uumaa guddina jiran deemni kunis sirriitti jiraachuu uffata baasee qaban jechuudha.
ትውዘት እንዲኖች ሞቶ ህመሙም ያመጣብን ወደ ጌታ እንደዛ ነው ምስሉ የደረሰው።
ያው እንደምታውቀው በኢትዮጵያ በጣም ብዙ ሚሊዮን የሚሆኑ ሰዎች ንጹህ የመጠጥ ውሃ አያገኙም። የዋሽንግተን ዲሲዎችን ማምጣት የግድ ነው። ምክንያቱም የትኛውም የልማት ጋር ይገናኛል። የዋሽ ነገር ከሌሎች ነገሮች ጋር ከማህበራዊ ነገር ጋር ከጤና ጋር ከኢኮኖሚ ጋር እንደሚያያዝ ብዙ ግንዛቤ የላቸውምና ስለዚህ ዋሽን ማስገባት በኤስኤችጂ ወይም በራስ አገዝ ቡድኖች ላይ ትልቅ ለውጥ እንደሚያመጣ አይተናል። ለዛም ለትምህርት ብለው ሳይሆን በዛው የሳምንቱ በሚገናኙበት ጊዜ ብዙ ስለ ዋሽን መወያየት ነገር ይፈጥራልና
ባለሙሳ ijoollee baratan siin baran addunyaa sana nama hundee barsiisedha. Waa'ee mandara keenya qoshashaa irraa isa ganama wanta waan Cisiisa akka mana keenya hin galletti of eeggachuudhaan itti barumsa kan fudhannee dabarannee baay'ee uumamaa arganneerra.
ሽንት ቤት ቆፍረን በሽንት ቤት መጠቀም እንዳለብን፣ እጃችን መታጠብ እንዳለብን፣ ከተጠቀምን በኋላ እጃችን ታጥበን ቁርስ መብላት እንዳለብን
waa'ee mataarraa kana wanti itti barbaannee fi innaa rakkannee jennu namatti hiibsannu isaan kun barsiisaa isaa dhufanii bishaan qulqulluudhaan waan akkanatti fayyadamtu jedhanii naa ibsa isaan ibsanii waan akkanaa walla argannu yoo ta'e ani akkanatti rakkachaa jirraa jiru.
ሌላው እንዲገዛና ጤንነቱን እንዲጠብቅ መለሳሰት ይወሰድ። አሁንም ይሄ ምክንያቱም ዓመት መንፈቅና በሽታ አሁን ቆሞ አካባቢ ንጽህናና የራስ ንጽህና መጠበቃችን ኢኮኖሚያችን ትንሽ ያደርገዋል። አሁን ከዚህ የተነሳ
ቆሞ የሳን ይራካሉ ባለ ነገር ጋራ ይሁን ከነስ ናት ባርሲታ
ያኛው የከኛ ደግሞ የአስተምትን ስልጠና ወይም እንዴት መጣ የምንለው ይህንንም በራስ አገዝ በኩል የመጣው አንደኛው ንጹህ ታችን ተቃቸው ጤናማ ከጤና ሲሆን
So as you saw in the video, Abarra and his family made an amazing progress in their home after receiving different training about wash. So they built a latrine with hand washing station, and also they bought a kitchen shelf to keep the kitchenware free of contamination. So and they bought water filter to treat their water. So moreover, Abarra teaches people in his community about water, sanitation and hygiene, and has become an advocate and a salesperson for both biosand filter and human filter. So through simple wash education and access to the technologies and peer support of SHGs, Abarra has become a change agent in his community. As we all know, wash solutions have a huge impact on improving health and quality of life for those who are able to access them. But in order for a solution to be truly effective, it needs to be the right solution for specific situation. There is only one way to ensure that people have access to the solutions that are right for them. We must ask them. So we have just done that. My team and I design and conduct an action research project with self-help groups to determine what their criteria were for evaluating household treatment technologies. We listened to them, what they had said, what they had to say about the 7 different water filters. We asked them about their preference, their personal preference. So there have been many great outcomes of this project. We increased knowledge about water filters. Before this, people knew very little about water filters. We increased demand for water filters. People from the communities are now choosing on their own filter to buy by their own interest. So in this community, more than 200 filters has been sold since this project. This is in a community where the average daily income is less than $1 a day. And the filter cost is about $20. It is so inspiring for me to see people take action to buy filters even though they are poor. Furthermore, the consumers are now informing the suppliers. Desert Rose Consultancy, the manufacturer of meat filter, changed their design based on the feedback of those participants. And the community members are now empowered because they see that their opinion matters. They are no longer beneficiaries. They are consumers with a choice. To me, this proves that if we provide knowledge and support and make access to the technologies and truly listen with respect and compassion, great changes will occur. So I personally envision a world where everyone can lead healthy and productive lives regardless of who they are and where they live. So for this to happen, we must truly listen to the people. So for this to happen, we must truly listen to the people we serve. They are the experts of their domain. Thank you very much.